Hi, my name is Toria Smith and I'm the founder and owner of Grape Fig. We are the UK's leading sharing platter and grazing table company, and we are based just out of London in Romford. So we started with just me and my sister back in 2018 and there's now about 14 of us. So we have grown massively over the last couple of years. So with a growing team, we needed something that was going to be consistent throughout all of our staff members so that everyone was singing from the same hymn sheet, as it were. And we wanted to work with a provider that was really credible. So there's lots of different providers out there. We wanted to make sure that we were learning from someone credible who would give us a lot of support as well and guidance with food safety and hygiene. So we were looking for something online so that all of our members of staff could access the training at any point. So they could go home and do the training, they could refresh themselves at work if necessary, and we were looking for something video based. So we didn't want it to be kind of an exam or lots of words. We wanted our staff to learn with video visually, which we have. So back in 2018, when I was running Grape Fig on my own, and before we had our HQ, I was doing lots of catering for lots of events in situ. So I would go to the event and set up there and then. And at the time, Natalie was working for a local authority as an EHO, and she passed me, gave me my grade 5 or the 5 pass at one of these events. And she was so supportive, gave so much guidance. And now Natalie that has gone out on her own, running her own business, she was the first person I reached out to when I was looking for training across all of my staff. So obviously we want all of our kitchen staff at least to have a level 2 in food hygiene. And when we were looking for a provider to help with that, we wanted something to be online. So we wanted a portal that all of our staff could access at any one time. If that's to refresh their learnings, to go back into the portal, that would be amazing. For any new staff, to introduce them to a one portal, all on one platform for consistency, that would be amazing as well. And what we also wanted is our staff, once they had passed, we wanted a space that they could come back to and refresh their knowledge. That was really, really key for us. What we absolutely loved about this training is everything was in one place. So it was digital, it was video based, and as I said, in one place. So we could at any one time go in, see the progress of our staff along their learning journey, and come back to it time and time again as and when necessary. So we looked at a couple of other options, but what really stood out for me and for my sister, who we run the business together, was firstly, it was pulled together by a former EHO. So that credibility was incredibly important. But when we actually looked at the content itself and what our staff would be learning, what really came out to us was there was obviously a little examination at the end of every section that you had to pass to move on to the next section, but the focus really was on that learning piece and understanding just how important food safety is within a business. And what we wanted is, if we didn't want our staff just to tick a box and just to move and pass through this course, we wanted them to actually understand what they were being told, and for that to really hit home, which it definitely did. The learning process was incredibly easy. So one thing that really shone out to me, it wasn't too long, but it definitely wasn't too short. It was just absolutely perfect. People weren't there for days on end, but they weren't there for kind of 10 minutes, half an hour, over and done. So it just was perfectly pitched. I've mentioned before the fact that it was video based, incredibly easy for our staff to engage with and understand. And that for us was a game changer. We couldn't believe how easy it was. Natalie set us up online, and pretty much instantly we could access the portal with complete ease, and all of our staff members were there, and they just had to do the course, and yeah. So we had an inspection last year and received a 5, and without a doubt this course contributed to that rating. But in terms of our day-to-day, it gives an awful lot of comfort to myself and my sister who run the business, to ensure that we can monitor our staff, to ensure that they are all on there, that they all have their level 2. And what's really important for us as well is, obviously it's important that they all pass their level 2, but what this system does, what this portal does, it enables the staff to be able to come back and to refresh. We know that lots of things change and that people sometimes won't have the best memories, so to be able to come back on here and refresh is super, super important to us. Being super, super honest, the feedback that we've had is that they actually found it, they felt a little bit nervous beforehand, honestly, but they actually found it really, really enjoyable. It was really interactive, as I mentioned before, video-based, easy to learn from, and they really, really enjoyed it. And it was something they thought, oh my God, it's not that bad after all. And yeah, it's something that we look forward to training our staff on. Incredibly effective. It's, in the day-to-day of our kitchen, all of our procedures and operations, it hits every single note. So incredibly effective, and there isn't anything that we have found in our day-to-day running of the kitchens that hasn't been touched upon in the learning. So we really did like the fact that the videos were in bite-sized chunks, and that you couldn't pass on to the next stage until you'd passed a little kind of mini examination at the end. So you really truly had to watch the content, understand and absorb the content, and pass this mini examination in order to move on. And we found that super effective. Absolutely, and we do have people in the industry asking us who we have used for the accreditation, and we would always recommend Natalie in this incredible portal because of everything that I've mentioned, above. So we have received a 5 very recently from our local authority, and without a doubt the level 2 food hygiene course contributed towards that 5. In actual fact, when the inspector came here and reviewed the certification, I showed them the online portal and they were super impressed, and actually said that they would recommend it to other food businesses within the area, which is amazing. So 3 takeaways, 3 things that I found super amazing about this course. Number 1, it's video based, so super easy for our staff to actually digest and learn effectively. Number 2, it's been created by a former EHO, so that lends huge amounts of credibility. And number 3, it really isn't just a tick box exercise. The learning is really focused on doing exactly that, properly learning about food safety and how critical it is in a business like ours. And I guess the last thing to say is we are desperate for level 3.